Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Small Couch Reviews. It's your boy Sam. Hoping you're having a safe and wonderful holiday. I just saw Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery in the theater, and I really want to talk about it because this who done it done it well. Yeah, I really liked it. Hey, before I start talking about this, do me a favor. Hit that like and that subscribe button if you can, please. Taking that 2 seconds really helps out the channel way more than you know. We really appreciate it. If you choose not to, thanks for clicking on this video anyway, and we still love you. So I saw this in theaters, but it is coming to Netflix soon. I will say off jump, you don't need to go to it doesn't demand the big screen treatment, this movie. I will be watching it again with my family on Netflix, and you can enjoy it at home with your family on Netflix just fine. But I went to the theater, had a good crowd, had a good time. It was nice. Now, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Long title, but when you watch it, you'll understand why it's called that. This is the third film from writer director Ryan Johnson in his Knives Out universe. In it, we see his detective Benoit Blanc, played again by Daniel Craig, donning his iconic Southern accent, which I have actually come to love, solving a murder that takes place in a church. Yeah, so there's a lot of religion and religious themes in the film, which I'll talk about at the end of this video. But being a Knives Out film, during the course of this investigation, Daniel Craig is, of course, joined by an ensemble cast of A-listers. Just like Janelle Monáe was a lightning bolt in the last movie, and Ana de Armas was just, kind of shot out of a cannon in the first Knives Out movie. This time, the honor goes to Glenn Close's character, who plays she's basically the church's girl Friday, the right hand woman of the pastor or the reverend in charge of this church, or Monsignor as they call him. Sorry, Glenn Close, incredible. These movies, I know they don't really get like awards consideration, but as much as I felt Janelle Monáe deserved like mad credit and recognition for her portrayal in the last movie, I feel that about Glenn Close in this one. This is the best thing I've seen her in a while. She was fantastic, man. Tones that line between kind of like caring mother and religious zealot, like so good. Josh Brolin, also for his part, joining her as the Monsignor of this church, the head reverend, also really good. He did very well. And I was just praising him in Running Man. And here's another performance he gave where, yeah, he made it really easy to hate him. Joining them, we have Kerry Washington as the church's attorney who is holding on to some past burdens that have started bubbling up and causing her to kind of hold on to some resentment. Daryl McCormick as Cy Draven, who plays Kerry Washington's brother in the film. He is a failed politician turned into conservative vlogger slash blogger. Kaylee Spaney as a disabled cellist who has found the church in hopes of, basically getting healed so that she can go back to playing the cello without pain. Jeremy Renner is the town's doctor. Andrew Scott plays a novelist who moved to this town in order to complete a book on the church. Thomas Hayden Church is the church's groundskeeper. And the church folks themselves, like I mentioned, are Josh Brolin, who plays the Monsignor or the head preacher of the church. Glenn Close, who is his right hand woman, who handles everything in the church from its finances to its legalese to its janitorial, making sure that it's clean. Like she handles everything with the church. Then we have who is basically the protagonist of this film, Josh O'Connor playing Reverend Judd, who is a young reverend coming into his own. He's new to the profession. At the very beginning of the film, he actually punches out another preacher who kind of said some disrespectful things. So he's assigned here basically as a redemption. And he is actually very likable. Again, I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, just off jump, I really like this movie. This is the most traditional whodunit that Ryan Johnson has written of these three. The first one kind of flipped the script because they just showed us and told us who done it well before the end, and then the rest of the movie was about the events surrounding the whodunit, like why all this weird stuff was happening to Ana de Armas's character after the murder had happened. Then in the second one, we didn't even find out who the victim was till halfway through the movie. But in this one, it follows that traditional formula. We have a guy who is well hated, a group of people who have real legit motivation to hate and want him dead. And then he ends up dead, and we have the suspects. We have the detective who comes in and does the big reveal in the end. Now, even though it follows the traditional formula, it is done in a most exceptional way, so it doesn't feel traditional at all. But before I load my heaps of praise onto it, let me tell you about my sours. Now, it's not perfect. There are some pacing issues. The movie does slow down unnecessarily, and I think Rian Johnson inserts just a little bit of his. I mean, it is his movie; he can do whatever he wants. But you can see like his critiques or criticisms and views of certain things poke out in ways that aren't really subtle, and you're like, I get what you did, but you didn't have to be that on the nose about it. But my only real movie issue, and I'm going to be careful here because I'm not giving away any spoilers, but it revolves around the motivation for the whodunit person. Yeah, I can't really get into it without getting into spoilers. Let's just say I didn't like the motivation that the character had because it's just like, I mean, it's, you understand it logically, right? You're like, okay, I get why you did it, but it's like, did you have to go to that extreme of a measure because of this reason? But hey, that's just me. Okay, so normally when I talk about what I love with movies like this, I would get into the characters. We have a bunch of A-listers here, all of them who showed up to work. I would get into the comedy because Rian Johnson knows how to make me laugh. He gets my sense of humor. All of these movies, they have those moments of levity inserted into this, really kind of heavy subject of, a murder happening and trying to solve it. And then I would praise, Benoit Blanc, basically coming through, showing off his genius, showing off that one piece of evidence that everyone missed and how much I loved that in the big reveal and everything, right? And all of that is in here, okay? Like I said, I loved Josh Brolin and Glenn Close. And I don't think I mentioned Mila Kunis for her part. She is the town sheriff. She was really good in this movie too. She still got it. Very, very good role in and very well done on her part. And Kaylee Spaney, let me not forget her. The pain that she feels and the desperation she has to not feel this pain anymore and get back to playing the cello, it's palpable. Very good. I've been a fan of her. I mentioned this way back when we did Alien Romulus. I really like this actress. And of course, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Jeremy Renner. They all show up to work, man. Like, they all put on a performance and they will all keep you guessing until the end. But having said that, the best character or the best part of this world is the mystery itself, y'all. Like, I can't emphasize how well done Rian Johnson did this. Like, both the murder plot and the solving of it, chef's kiss, man. What I love and what makes a great whodunit is even if you are certain who done it, they throw something at you that makes you second guess yourself, right? For reference, in the last movie, Glass Onion, after the murder victim was revealed, that I think there was maybe 45 minutes left in the movie. I literally called every single thing that happened. I was like, "Oh, well, he's the one who did it. He's the one who killed her." I was like, oh wait, he was sitting right next to that person who had the glass who was poisoned. It was him. He cut off the lights because Benoit Blanc mentioned it. Like, I was calling every single thing as it happened. So, I mean, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, like, it was very predictable for me. The first one, even though I didn't really understand, like, the how in terms of timing, I knew who was behind everything that was going on. I was like, well, it's obviously, I mean, it was Occam's razor. It's like, it's obviously the one who's looking the most guilty. In this one, I was certain I knew who it was. Like, I was so sure. I was like, bruh, whether intentionally, unintentionally, directly, indirectly, somehow you are responsible for this murder. I was like, you did it. I know you did. It's just too odd. It's a little weird that you're having this conversation. This person reacts this way. Oh, you see something? Did you actually see that? Like, I'm just, this is how my mind works. I'm just thinking about this. But the movie's so good because it just keeps throwing so much stuff at you that you're like, wait a minute, maybe the obvious person isn't the person this time. Like, there's a lot that's happening, y'all. We got illegitimate children, illegitimate grandchildren, mysteriously adopted children, a disputed inheritance that's also a hidden inheritance. weird religious miracles that just seem to be taking place, all wrapped up in a locked room mystery. The person who gets killed is literally killed inside of a locked room, which is an impossible case, right? So all this stuff keeps getting thrown at you, right? But it's done in such a good way. And I really want to emphasize this. It's not like one of those things where it's too many cooks in the kitchen where, oh, you see this character in a place where, you wouldn't expect to see them. And you're like, oh, maybe it's something to do with it. Then it's revealed that I don't know, they were just having a secret affair with somebody. It has nothing to do with the murder, right? Just a red herring. The red herrings in this movie are almost non-existent because everything that's happening in the movie does a really good job of showing you everything you see is related to the main plot. It's not like there are these side twists that are happening that are just there to throw you off. It's like, nah, if you see it happening, it's related to the main plot somehow. And the movie just, it's brilliant in the way it executes it because it keeps you guessing and keeps you interested, and you're like legit taking all these notes in your mind, and you're like, man, I don't know who did this. And also, I want to give kudos to Ryan Johnson on the actual like murder plot, not just the investigation and all the reveals that kept happening, like I mentioned with the inheritances and the missing children and all of that, but the actual murderer's plot, like, was really well done. And that also keeps you guessing because the murder is just step one. And again, I hate to keep bringing up other whodunits, but I'm going to. But, in those, after a murder, maybe, some money goes missing or, hey, someone else turns up dead. And it's just to distract the detective from the plot at hand and try to confuse the facts and stuff. In this movie, it's really clear that there's nothing happening that's trying to confuse the case. The murder is actually that brazen that they're just continuing with their plan, even though things are being investigated by Mila Kunis and Benoit Blanc. As weird stuff starts happening, you just like, okay, so this murderer like is just continuing their plan. Like they legit just they don't care. They're just gonna keep going, and they're just confident you're not gonna catch them. I dug that. But I've been talking a lot, man. Bottom line, great mystery, great story. Probably again, I'm gonna have to think about if it's my favorite or not, but it might be. I'm gonna give this one a 4.25 out of 5. Thought it was really good. I really recommend you watching it. Now, I do want to mention something about the whole church angle here. I think that this movie did a pretty good job in towing the line. I don't think it's a secret that Ryan Johnson is pretty, I guess, liberal in his thinking, and he has, made comments and jokes at the expense of conservatives. And yeah, his biases, critiques, and trot out criticisms they do show up a little bit in this movie. But I think he does a great job, as I said, towing the line. I don't think it's too preachy or offensive. Like, so you have Benoit Blanc on the side of rationality. Like, he doesn't believe in the church's teachings or God or anything like that, right? And then you have Josh O'Connor, who is our reverend, who, he believes his faith saved his life. And yes, there are comments about religion and how it can be bent and twisted and used in bad ways. And he shows the type of people that do this in the film, right? But Josh O'Connor's character is devout. And I think that he was pretty reasonably shown to show the, I guess, the pro church side of things in a good way. And I know this sounds kind of weird, but like there's a scene that really stuck out to me where, they're in the middle of solving this mystery. Like they have this huge clue that comes up, right? And then Josh O'Connor, the preacher, he gets a call from one of his parishioners talking about, hey, can you pray with me? I'm really sad. My mother's gone. And then he just drops the case and starts talking to her. And after he talks to this woman, he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, you are the one who's solving the case, Blanc. That's not my job. I came to the church to save people the same way Christ saved me. And he even goes on saying, like, I'm not here to punish the wicked and guilty. I'm here to save them and serve them the same way that, Christ did for me, which is literally just echoing things, from the Gospels and the New Testament. I'm sounding kind of preachy here. All I'm trying to say is I like the way that they handled it. I don't think it was too far one way or the other. And this is a thing. I know it's a thing. Like when I dare to hop into the cesspool that is Twitter or X now, I see these conversations happening. And I even have it in my group chat talking about, oh, should I go watch this movie? Should I not watch this movie? Is it going to be offensive to me? I think that they toe the line really well here. That is just my opinion as a Christian, in case you wanted it. I think that the messaging is pretty even keeled on both sides. I don't think Ryan Johnson intends to offend anyone, and I don't think that he does offend anyone, but that's just me, in case you were wondering. Anyway, thanks for listening to this long rant. Wake Up Dead Man and Eyes Out Mystery. Let me know when you see it. I appreciate you. Until next time, I'm out.